Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the J Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Nowakowski, joined today by Kosta Prevas. How are you doing today, Kosta?
Hey Josh, thanks for having me on today. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to have you on. So last time we left off, there was a critical Game 6 between the Bucks and the Hawks. Bucks came out on top, advanced to the finals. So our finals matchup is set. We have the Suns and the Bucks. I'm sure everybody saw that one coming. I know I didn't.
No,
um,
my initial prediction was Suns and Nets. Regardless,
okay.
but my Suns and Lakers initially was more like a 7-game series. I thought
Okay.
I thought the winner of the Suns and Lakers and then the Bucks and Nets would be in the finals.
Okay. So you weren't that far off. I think I had Lakers and Sixers. I don't know why I trust the city of Philadelphia ever. I don't.
That's a whole other problem.
Right. Yeah, that's just something I've given up on. I'm never choosing a team from Philly to win anything ever again. Ever again.
Nick Foles would like a word.
Right. Definitely. But yeah, the finals start tomorrow. I guess the big thing is Giannis and his injury. Coach Bud came out today, said he's progressing, making progress. So let me just first question you. Do you expect him to play game 1?
Game 1, I don't know. I think it's so up in the air. I think that if he does, I think he'll have some sort of minutes restriction of like 20, 25 minutes tops. But honestly, the other side of me thinks he might sit game 1. And then depending on the outcome, maybe even game 2. It just depends how his knee's progressing. I don't know that information. So I couldn't tell you. But
okay.
I'm so 50-50 on game 1.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't know. I'm leaning towards I don't think he does play game 1, and I think he plays game 2 is where I'm feeling right now. I think he's going to miss game 1 and then he's going to play game 2. I mean, so you're kind of like you don't really know when. You don't know if it's going to be game 1, 2, even 3.
You don't, but I think if the Bucks had lost game 6, had Middleton and Drew Holiday not stepped up, I think that game 7 Giannis would have played.
Okay. I would agree with that.
Because he would have been more of the, this is everything, like, gotta go, give it everything in this one.
Yeah, for sure. No, I would agree with that. And, I mean, you led me right into my next point, which was Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton. Those guys stepped up. We haven't seen that from them, I mean, in a while. I mean, Chris Middleton had a good series, and Drew, they both played well without Giannis on the court. Yep. I mean, can we rely on that if he doesn't play game 1?
So my whole thing with Chris Middleton, I'm really worried about his inconsistency. You saw him drop 38, I believe, in game 3. Then you also saw him drop 15 in game 4.
Yep.
So, I mean, he shoots the ball like he's going to drop 40 every night, but when it's not falling, he's going to put in 15 on 25 shots. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think if Chris Middleton, though, it's so difficult, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he just needs to step up. Needs to be the second player he is, the 2A, and then Drew Holiday being 2B. They're a great duo. They just have to step up like they did in Game 6 if they want any shot of winning Game 1 without Giannis.
Okay, yeah, I'm leaning towards the side they played so good in Game 6. I don't see them playing that good in Game 1. I mean, because you're right, they're both have been really inconsistent in these playoffs.
Right.
They've made it to the finals, though. I'll give them that, but
it wasn't pretty. But they made it.
It was not pretty. There were some really rough nights for Middleton and Holiday, and there were a few games Holiday struggled on defense too, which that's something that I feel like you can control, right? Yeah. That's something you can control is your defense. If your shot's not falling, you can pass it. You can find other ways to contribute, but defense you can control that. I feel, but I'm with you. They do need to step up. But I don't know if they – I mean, I haven't seen it 2 games in a row. That's the thing. I haven't seen it 2 games in a row.
Yep, 2 games in a row. That's the concern. That's with Middleton. Like, I've said it to my friends too. It's like if Chris Middleton could do it somewhat consistent on a consistent basis in the playoffs, then he would be elite. Like, no doubt. I mean, I think he's just flirting with the elite level in that, like, above average. I don't know. He's like flirting with elite, but sometimes you drop back to above average.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he has those nights where he's an average player. Then he has nights when he looks like the best number 2 in the league. It's
exactly.
There needs to be some middle ground with him. I definitely agree.
Yes.
I mean, so talking on the Suns side, I don't think anyone really saw them going this far, their first year in the playoffs. I did say they'd be a top 3 seed in the West, which they were. But I mean, how has this run been so possible for the Suns?
So let me just say, first of all, is Chris Paul and Devin Booker, that duo, I'm so happy. Like, they're both 2 of my favorite players in the league. I expected, truthfully, nothing less, but I'm so happy they actually achieved it. Chris Paul obviously is the most deserving player in the NBA to be in the finals. Devin Booker, I think this is just the start of such a great story for him. And to be honest, the Suns, they're the players there, they all play their role perfectly. Guys like Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, DeAndre Ayton, obviously, who stepped up big time.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys, they just all know their role. They all hit open shots. They play great defense. They just want to win. They want to win for each other. It's unselfish. I enjoy watching them.
Yeah, even though they knocked out my Lakers, I've enjoyed watching it every step of the way, and I'm with you on Chris Paul is the most deserving player to go to the finals. Devin Booker, I like him as a player. There's been a few instances where he's kind of lost his temper and lost his cool.
Oh, yeah.
Which, and I mean, he has had a prior past history of losing his cool a little bit, so I guess it's more that it's a more elevated stage, and now he's lost his cool in the conference finals, and probably at some point in the finals it'll happen if he struggles from the field one night. But I agree, he is a young superstar, and you said it, DeAndre Ayton, I feel like has been talked about enough in this playoffs. I mean, he has played his role exactly the way he should have. And I mean, the Clippers go to this 5-out offense, and they're not forced to take Ayton off the court.
That's where his value is.
Exactly.
So nice, yeah.
And you can compare the prior series. Let's look at the Utah series. Gobert had to be taken off the court or was just awful. DeAndre Ayton was able to stay on the court and be consistently good. It wasn't like he was getting blown by or switched on. He's played his role very nice. And if he adds 12 and 10 and plays great defense, that's great for me. I can live with that.
I love DeAndre Ayton. He's playing like the number 1 pick he was meant to be.
Yep, for sure.
Chris Paul, he said it himself. Chris Paul was the best thing that happened to his career. He was solid. He was okay. He showed flashes here and there, but I mean, now you see it. You've seen him expand his range to like a 15-foot jump shot. You've seen him catch lobs around the rim, play superb defense. I mean, tell me what he's doing that Gobert was doing perfectly in the playoffs. I mean, I think DeAndre Ayton right now has shown that he could be a top 3 big next year. To me, I don't know.
I like it.
If he keeps this up, I don't know.
Yeah, the way he's been playing like a dominant big man, and in an era when it's more of you want a big man with a jump shot, and he doesn't really have that, but he is still valuable, which is awesome. Next thing I want to ask you, so we'll just go. So, which team, in your opinion, has the better starting rotation if you insert Giannis? So I'm assuming Giannis will play a majority of these games. So with Giannis, who do you think has the better starting lineup?
Of him on the Bucks or the Suns?
Yeah, between the Bucks and Suns. But you will give the Bucks Giannis, expecting that he plays.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go the Suns. The Suns with that one. I think the Suns even. Don't call me crazy, but I think the Suns even without Giannis. I love their roster construction. I love what James Jones did to that franchise. He brought them literally last year in the bubble where they looked amazing. That's where I've been. I was like, wow, like Devin Booker, if he plays this elite, I thought Devin Booker was going to be one of my favorites for the MVP this year. I mean, obviously he was amazing, but
yeah,
I don't know. So I would have to go the Suns. I would have to go the Suns.
Okay, so you think the Suns have the better starting lineup?
Sure.
I think I would agree with you, especially. I mean, with Giannis in there, I feel like he's going to be limited, and I feel like the Suns have the defense. I mean, you can throw different bodies at him. I mean, you're probably going to see some Jay Crowder, probably Ayton even at some points, and that's my guess are going to be the two main guys on him.
Right.
But I mean, you can throw other dudes on him and double team with Bridges and stuff like that.
I think Bridges is going to stick Middleton. I think that Jay Crowder will do a lot of the Giannis duty, and then Ayton obviously will because the Bucks go small often with Giannis running the 5. So I would expect both Ayton and Jay Crowder to take a hefty Giannis responsibility, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. And like, my thing is, I think this is going to be the series where, the Bucks have gotten past. They got past the Hawks. They got past the Nets, and I really think this is going to be the one where they're going to miss Dante DiVincenzo's defense.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, because the Suns have so many different scores. It can be anyone any night. It can be Chris Paul. It can be Devin Booker. It can be Jay Crowder. It can be Cam Payne. It can be DeAndre Ayton. It can be Mikal Bridges.
Cam Payne. Don't even get me started. I'm so happy for him.
Just named 6 guys that could go off for 20. I mean, and Dante, sure, maybe he's not going to give you a ton of points, but he's going to play his ass off on defense.
Yep. His defense is where he stands out. I've loved Dante DiVincenzo since his college days, bro. He was one of my favorite players coming out. When the Bucks got him, I thought it was the best thing they could have done. Yeah. And he's developed very nicely for them. The injuries suck. I mean, just the injuries over the season in general. But this one they're gonna miss the most. Granted with Giannis playing.
So, I think this will be the series where I see that difference that they're going to wish they had him on the court and be able to be with them. So we talked about the starters. What about the bench? Who's got the better bench? Is it the Bucks or the Suns?
Suns. I'm not even going to hesitate. Cam Payne has been on another level. Being a Bulls fan, I am both happy and sad. I'm wondering where this was when he was in Chicago for a little while, when we made that deep run with Jimmy Butler. Like, we could have made a deep run there. Granted, Rondo doesn't get hurt. But that's a different story. But Cam Payne, man, I'm so happy. Like, he's legit. I didn't even think he was going to be in the league, after the Bulls. And he wasn't. I mean,
he wasn't for a while.
He was in China. Yeah. Like, so his story's unbelievable. Guys like him and Christian Wood, you're so happy to see them succeed.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with the Suns' better bench. But, I mean, the Suns definitely have the better bench, at least scoring-wise. I know they give up a little bit on defense from their bench. But
as a bench, you might expect.
Yeah, exactly. But the offensive production is absolutely insane. Yes. I mean, we've seen it every series where they can just go on this hot streak from downtown, and it's just you don't stop them. And
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. There was one game, they must have rained like 3 threes in a row, and I thought Phoenix's roof was going to blow off.
Their fans have been crazy.
Their fan bases, they needed this since 1993, bro. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while for Phoenix, and it's not like one guy's going to go off and make all 3 or 4 threes. It's going to be one from Booker, one from Payne, one from Bridges, and then one
Torrey Craig is going to stab you in the back.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You're just going to have a bunch of different guys hit a bunch of shots.
Absolutely.
So by the way it's sounds like we both have the Suns winning this.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And how many games do you think this one goes?
So I have 2 predictions. One, without Giannis, it's going to be Suns in 6. Like, if they don't have Giannis game 1 and 2, I'm saying Suns in 6.
Okay.
If not, if Giannis is playing, I'm saying Suns in 7.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So you're saying if one of them, if he doesn't play games 1 and 2, and one if he does play games 1 and 2. Okay.
Yes.
I think I have, whether he plays or not, and he will be a difference maker. I think I have Suns in 6 as well. Just because I think games 1 and 2, if he plays, I think that first game back, whenever it is, it's not going to be the dominant Giannis we know. Right. It's going to be a version of Giannis who's probably going to be good, but he's not going to be the domination Giannis that we all know he can be. So, I mean, I think that first game back, that's where I give the Suns a victory. But I'll agree with you. I think Suns in 6 definitely would happen.
There you go. No.
Yeah. So we have the championship staying in the Pacific Division as well.
Pacific Division.
In the West.
Wow. That's
I know that Pacific Division. It's good, right?
And when the Warriors come back, you got the Warriors, the Clippers, the Lakers, Suns,
Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers, and then Portland.
Yep.
You're like, wow, that's a heck of a division.
It definitely is, but yeah, I would agree with you. Suns in 6. I'm definitely with you on that. Who do you think? I mean, so I think we all know. So you have the Suns winning. Who's going to win Finals MVP?
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker. Okay.
I got Devin Booker because I think we're gonna see some really dominant games from him. Because I just don't see, like, Drew Holiday has to pick or choose. Is he guarding Chris Paul? Is he guarding Devin Booker? Chris Middleton's not stopping Devin Booker. Neither is what's the Bucks starting lineup now? It's Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis, Brook Lopez, and who's their fifth? Like, who's their shooting guard?
I couldn't even tell you right now. Give me 1 second. I don't even remember.
I am blanking. I don't know why I'm blanking.
Here, let me look it up real quick. Here we go. It is. Oh, they started Bobby Portis.
Oh, they started Bobby Portis, but that was for Giannis, right? I think that was when he went out.
Oh yeah, that was when Giannis went out. Okay, so I'll look at a game without Giannis. Let's see. PJ Tucker.
Flaming us. Yep.
PJ Tucker.
They might even throw PJ. I think they're going to throw PJ Tucker on Booker. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because you saw the problems he gave Durant. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
He's just PJ Tucker. What I always loved about him was just his passion and his will to win. So I think regardless, I think Devin Booker is going to be phenomenal. So phenomenal. Okay. So he's gonna win.
I think I'm going with the favorite pick, and I've seen it all over Twitter. I know you have because our boy George keeps on tweeting about it. I think it's gonna go to Chris Paul, and I'm not saying that I don't think he'll be the best player on the court, but I just think it's gonna be he's gonna play good enough, and it's gonna be like, okay, Devin Booker may get to another finals, so will Ayton probably.
Right.
But when's the next time Chris Paul is gonna get to another finals? We don't know. It depends if he resigns with Phoenix or not. There's a lot of factors. So I think they're going to give it to Paul. I mean, obviously, if he plays awful, it's not going to go to him. But if he plays average to above average.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're just going to give it to him, which I'm totally okay with giving it to Chris Paul.
100%.
He's, again, super deserving. We all agree with that.
Yes. He's one of the most likable guys in the league. How can you hate him?
I agree with that. And, I mean, I'm just going to say it. He should have been a Laker. I'm going to say it. He should have been a Laker. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that.
I don't know, man. Rest in peace, David Stern, but that one was a little bit of a mistake.
A little bit. It was a big mistake. Big mistake. But I'm happy for him. But yeah, both have the Suns winning it. Where do you think Chris Paul resigns with the Suns, win or lose in the finals?
Win or lose, I think that Chris Paul does resign.
Okay.
On a 1 year, I think he'll still take his chunk of money.
Yeah.
But I think that they're gonna just make a push to him that he could go maybe win a second championship if he plays at or near the same level. Devin Booker having a whole offseason.
Yeah.
To come back and improve. DeAndre Ayton with his confidence. I think the Suns could be even more dangerous next year with Chris Paul re-signing. Now, do I think Chris campaign will? I don't know. Depending on Chris Paul's plans, campaign could be on the move with this playoffs, and he's going to get a chunk of money just like Reggie Jackson will.
Yep, I was just going to mention his name.
Reggie Jackson. I love Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends. I don't think they can retain both point guards though. One of them is gone.
I would say with both of them, it's just because Reggie Jackson and Campaign. I mean, these are two guys you're like, yeah, they're players for this team. But in the playoffs, they've taken it to, I mean, more than just another level, another 3 levels. Like, they've just been insane in the playoffs, and they're going to get a pretty good chunk of money, both of them, I think, in my opinion. And, yeah, I think Chris Paul stays with Phoenix. I think he likes the town. He loves the city. He loves the fans. I think he loves Devin Booker and Ayton. And he might be one of the guys to try and convince Payne, hey, we have something special here. Take a small pay cut. I'll buy you a car, whatever Chris Paul wants to do. Stay with us. Like, we know Chris Paul might have his ways to retain Campaign, but
for sure,
it'll be interesting to see what happens, especially after the finals.
I think that the thing with winning the finals, especially if they win. If they win the finals, I think Campaign might go on and be like, let's see if I can do this myself too, like, and get back here. You know?
Yeah.
Whereas if it's, we lost in the finals, now let's run it back. We got to get back here. You know?
Yeah.
So I think winning this finals it's going to depend on a
I hear what you're saying though. You're like, okay, they're saying, okay, I got my chip. Now I want to go somewhere else.
Right.
But
and you can be a
if
little
they
more
lose, they're like, let's run it back. Let's do it again. We have something special here. That's definitely something.
Do you remember when Fred VanVleet last season, before this past season, I believe, when he got paid? You remember when he was on the talk show or whatever, and he was talking about how it's his turn to get his money because he's won, he's accomplished everything. I kind of took away, and I was like, yeah, you're right, but like you can't like openly like talk about that. So I think whether we want to admit it or not, Campaign's going to want to move on if they win.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that situation happening though. I mean, okay, so one quick thing. I know I didn't text you about this, but 20-ish days away in the Olympics, we got Olympic basketball happening.
I'm so excited. I love it.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped because Luka's in it now.
Absolutely.
He carried that team, and I'm excited to see what he does in the Olympics.
I watched that Slovenia-Lithuania game, bro. Oh,
yeah.
That was such a good game. He made Sabonis and Valanciunas. Sorry, boys. I don't know. Slovenia has a great supporting cast, though. So let's not dog anyone there. Like, their big man is legit. They got some great shooters around. I don't know. Slovenia, I could see them taking bronze or silver.
Okay. I'm guessing we all know who we have getting the gold. That's going to be the U.S.
See, if Greece had beat the Czech Republic and Thomas Satoransky, who I hate right now, if they could have beaten Thomas Satoransky, I think Greece could have given the U.S. a run for their money.
Yeah.
With Giannis coming, with Thanasis coming, I think they really could have given the U.S. a run.
Yeah, I think so too. So Greece won't be in the Olympics, correct?
They will not
okay.
be. I hate how the format was. And you know what? I was talking about this yesterday, was the Olympics should run basketball in the Olympics like March Madness and have more countries.
Yeah.
Because you still play the same amount of games.
Yeah.
It's just like there's 16
instead of like the pool play.
Right, instead of the pool play, you want those teams like who are missing out. Lithuania, who did Italy beat? I'm forgetting. Whoever they beat was really good too. Greece is missing out. Canada's missing out. My gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, you got some really good countries that are missing out.
Canada, especially, they have really come around with basketball over the past few years. Yeah.
I mean, they had 8 guys who have roles in the NBA between Andrew Wiggins, RJ Barrett, Lou Dort, and the whole crew.
Yeah.
I mean, like imagine a 32-team pool versus 16. You could have some really good competition in there. And if you seed them, I guess, like how March Madness does according to a poll, fine. But you got to get more teams in, I think.
I like that idea of having that, you skip the A pool, B pool, whatever, that stuff, and you just say, okay, here are the seeds and a March Madness style it. I think that's a great way because you get, you're right, you get more countries in it, and you get more entertaining basketball, in my opinion, because, I mean, honestly, I'll see the U.S. games and stuff, but when they're playing some of these teams and it's 40-10 in the second quarter, I'm gonna go do something else.
Right,
I'm gonna turn on a close competition, something like that.
For the most part, games are gonna be really competitive. The international level of basketball is still very, very high.
Yeah.
So So I think that games just in general, you get a ton of viewership because you'd have more countries watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's a win-win, but obviously I don't work for the Olympics, so I don't make that decision.
maybe we should. Maybe that's what we'll do.
They're gonna tune in and listen to this,
right? Yeah, but I like that idea. But
yeah,
I'm excited for the Olympics to be back, and baseball's back in the Olympics too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen the Team USA roster.
I didn't see it. No.
So it's a lot of either free agent players and minor leaguers.
Yes. I saw like the Todd father up there. I saw
David Robertson.
I did see that. Yes, I did see that.
Yeah.
I didn't like look into it, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for baseball to be back. Mm-hmm. That's always a fun one to watch. But Olympics coming up soon. I know I'll be covering some of that. But the All-Star game, that's coming up real quick. We're already like halfway through the season, which is crazy. I know your White Sox are killing it. My Dodgers are doing a good job too. And we had the All-Star game. Rosters got announced yesterday and all the reserves. So I'm gonna start with you. So I'm sure you have some snubs. Name me off some of your All-Star snubs.
Okay. So for me, look, I'm a diehard White Sox fan. I've loved how Yoan Moncada's been playing this year, bro.
Okay.
I mean, he is legit. I don't know. His defense, he's improved tremendously. There was I believe before last season where Abreu got the MVP. Moncada before the season was projected to be up there with him because he was legit, like he was a stud the season before. Then he fell into like a little snub, or what is it? Like he just wasn't very good last year, I guess. How's that? And then this year all he's done is pick up from 2019. Mm-hmm. So I think Moncada was a big time snub. I think Tim Anderson was the biggest snub. Or did he make it? I didn't.
No, he didn't.
Because I would have seen that. Because Lance Lynn, Rodon, and who made it? Who's the third? The White Sox. Lance Lynn, Rodon. I have the All-Stars right here. Hold on. Lance Lynn, Rodon, and was that it? Maybe we only had two. I think we only had two. That might make sense. But yeah, no. Oh, Liam Hendricks. Okay, we all know Liam Hendricks deserves it. That's what it is. I knew there was a third.
But no bats on the for the White Sox.
Yeah, no at bats. Moncada and Tim Anderson, bro. Those really are not sitting with me too well.
Okay.
What about you? What you thinking?
So I have a Dodger one there. So Kenley Jansen, that's the easiest one I can think of, and it's ridiculous to me that Jansen isn't. And Melanson, I think he's had a great year. He's been great, but I think Kenley Jansen should have been. He has 21 saves. I believe it's like a 1.30 ERA. He's only blown 2 saves this year. He's looked like the Kenley Jansen from 4 years ago. The Kenley Jansen we all expected and have been waiting for him to show up. And I guess that's a little bit of a homer pick, but I feel like it's not. I'm very happy you didn't say Yasmani Grandal.
Because bro, he's so
a sub 200 hitter in the All-Star game.
So the thing with Yasmani, I love him. One of my favorite players in the league. Believe me, bro. His swag is unmatched, but he's either a home run or a strikeout. He's like a Javi Baez. He's like Javi Baez. They swing for the fences every single at bat. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Okay.
I love Yasmani Grandal, but he shouldn't be on a sub 200. I don't know.
I agree. I'm glad he didn't. But another one on the hot corner, there were 2 guys. There was Justin Turner of the Dodgers and Machado. And Machado, I honestly, I'll be honest, I probably would have put Machado over Turner if we're talking about this season's stats. You know? Because that's what the All-Star game is. It's based off of this year. It's not a career resume type thing.
Absolutely.
Or we'd be seeing Albert Pujols in this game, which he's been great for the Dodgers, but no way he's near an All-Star. But yeah, those are 2 hot corner guys. I feel like I had more problems with pitchers than I did hitters really.
Okay.
And it was like Taijuan Walker of the Mets. He 7-3, 2.44 ERA. Walker Buehler, I know another Dodger. He's 8-1 with a 2.35 ERA. And Max Scherzer. I mean,
right, Max Scherzer,
he's had a good year as well. And the relievers, other than Kenley Jansen, maybe Taylor Rogers, but not much there. Chris Bassett, he's had a great year for the A's. I think he's one too, but I think every year you have your snubs too.
You always have snubs, always, every year. But, No, what were you saying? Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to go to something else. Do you have anything else to talk about?
I was going to say, I know we're all not like big fans of the Astros, but Jose Altuve's had a heck of a year. I mean, let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah, I know. He's been playing good. He's been playing good.
I'm still not over how Manfred didn't punish them. Harsher.
And now, I mean, your guy Rondon, they're going to get suspended for if they have the wrong rosin to sweat ratio and it feels sticky, they're going to get suspended 10 games, and we know the Astros got nothing.
What was the guy who got suspended from the Mariners against the White Sox? He did it. He did it. He had a sticky, like they got him for sticky stuff the day before I went to the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I was like, wow.
And in the whole process, like they put it in a sandwich bag, like a bag I can find at Target at the grocery store, And
absolutely.
And he said it wasn't sticky stuff. They said they felt sticky stuff. He said it's rosin and sweat. I don't know. He's appealing the suspension. They're not going to reverse it, though.
They will never. No, absolutely.
No, they're not going to reverse it.
The umpires are wrong? No way.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. One thing, so home run derby, that's also a fun one. I know we don't have all of the contestants, but
I already have my pick.
Oh, I think we all have our pick. I think we can say it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Shohei Ohtani.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Nah, Shohei Ohtani, bro. No, he voted for pitcher and hitter. How about that? How about that? That is something you don't see ever.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't seen since probably Babe Ruth. Like, obviously even our grandparents.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. Every day. Seems like every day I just see on my feed, Shohei Ohtani, another homer.
Yeah.
He's 31 now. He's probably hitting a 32nd as we speak.
Right? Yeah, he's at 31 at the moment. I mean, I'm sure by the time this gets out, it'll be 32, 33. But
absolutely.
And Ohtani, like the sound off his bat, it's gonna be so fun at the Derby just to hear. Like, it's not there. There are a few people when it hits off the bat, it's just loud. There's him. There's Stanton. I will say a young Jock Peterson on the Dodgers was the same way. He makes loud noise with the bat. Tatis, it doesn't make loud noises.
No, he hits it. He hits
it far and throws his bat.
I love him.
No, I love watching. Even as a Dodger fan, Tatis is entertaining, and I love him. Who else? Who makes loud? I would say Stanton, but he's always hurt. Stanton and Judge. Vlad.
I like George Springer. George Springer hits it pretty hard too.
Springer and Vlad, they make it loud too. Yeah. But Vlad's not doing the home run derby because he doesn't want to mess with the swing, which I respect that. But yeah, I think we all have Shohei winning.
Shohei Ohtani, bro. He hit a 460 yesterday at Stadium. That was
dead center.
Dead center. I know. If he pulled that ball even a little bit, like that was gonna go 500. Unbelievable.
Right. Yeah. So we're about halfway through the year. What's been your biggest surprise this season? I have mine.
Well, you go first. Give me a second to think about this.
Okay. I don't know if you listened to the episode that I did, but I had the Twins winning the AL outright.
Oh my God! Don't even start with that. No. The biggest surprise or the biggest expectation? Because I had the Twins lose at the very bottom.
Oh wow! Okay,
because they were just fraudulent even last year.
So they were, but and I think part of it has been injury prone. I mean, Byron Buxton's played 27 games for them this year, but when he's played, he's hitting like 400 and has like 12 bombs, I think, on the year, which is not like Byron Buxton, but he's been injury prone. And Jose Barrios has been the bright spot for them. Kenta Maeda has looked like a shell of himself. Like, I didn't even see him this bad as a Dodger.
I went when Maeda pitched. Maeda looked horrible.
He has like a 5-something ERA. He's been he was never this bad on the Dodgers. I don't know what's going on.
He was never this bad.
Yeah, Maeda's looked bad, and just a bunch of guys that they expected. Alderton Simmons has been awful, and his glove hasn't even been good. Like they're trying to move him. Donaldson, he's
the only bright spot. But for the last month, he was in June. He was legit in June. As much as we want to hate it, I was at the game where he was at Giolito, and he's like, he doesn't have the sticky stuff.
Yeah,
and I saw it. I was sitting like along that first base line, so I was like, he does not. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
but Josh Donaldson to me is one of the bright spots, one of the only bright spots on that team. They're a mess right now.
Yeah, they are. They're injury prone. Their pitching staff sucks other than Barrios, and I think he's going to get traded at the deadline. Yeah, I mean, that's been my biggest surprise because I expected them to have a decent year. I thought Maeda was going to be better than this. I thought Buxton would play more than he has, but I look real dumb for that.
I'm going to tell you my two biggest surprises. One is the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
They are unbelievable. They're playing baseball, very great baseball right now.
Best record in baseball right now.
Best record. They're unbelievable. They're the best team right now. I as a White Sox fan, I think you as a Dodger fan would maybe think about that one a little bit, but they're the best team in baseball.
No, they are. Record-wise, they're the best team in baseball, but we're a half game behind them.
We're a half game behind, but I don't know. They're good. But my second surprise, probably my biggest surprise, is the Yankees.
They're struggling.
I was really high on them. I was thinking at the beginning of the season with the White Sox and Yankees, I thought those were going to be two of the top teams. It's just been hard to watch the Yankees, especially Aroldis Chapman.
I said it on my last podcast. He has, ever since the MLB crackdown, he has a 12 ERA. And
that might be the worst I've ever heard.
Since the crackdown, Garrett Cole has a 4.3 ERA.
Oh.
Just something to think about.
Yeah, I know. It says a lot. It does. But no, the Yankees, they're a mess right now. And they do show their flashes. Aaron Judge had a game of like 2 homers, but then he's back to his 6 strikeouts every 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I thought the Yankees were going to be up there with the White Sox, them, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox. They're playing great baseball. Look at the Red Sox.
And I mean, I was like, okay, they got Devers, Verdugo, Bogarts, and they added Kike. They have some pieces. I'm like, all right, they'll be okay. I said they would be better than people expected, but I was not going to be sitting here in July going, they're leading the division by however many games. It's something crazy right now.
Yep.
And they've played great baseball, but the Yankees are struggling.
Kike Hernandez is unbelievable so far. I don't know if you saw him against the A's the other day. He picked off the sacrifice fly. That was unbelievable throw.
I did see that. Center. Yeah,
I think that was pretty reminiscent of his last month. He had what? Yeah. 12. I think he has 12 homers, and most of them were all in the month of June.
Yeah, he had a slow start, but he's really coming around right now.
He's really coming around.
Yeah,
he's electric. He's really fun to watch.
He has been, and I would agree with those surprises. The Giants are dominating. They're playing great baseball with a bunch of guys with Buster Posey. A
bunch of guys. Brandon Crawford and Buster Posey, the only guys remaining from those World Series teams.
Yeah, and their pitching's been good too.
Their pitching's been great.
Yeah,
I mean, they're getting homers into the Bay every night. I mean,
they're
legit.
Yeah, they're playing good. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, September, what the division standings look like now. But, Kosta, that's all I got for you. But thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'll give you a moment if you want to drop down your Twitter, Instagram, all that. The floor is yours.
Nah, you're chilling, bro. You're chilling. It's all right.
You don't.
I'm gonna stay on the low this year pod. Nah,
Are you sure? George does it all the time. It's okay.
All right, my Instagram at Kosta_Prevas15. My Twitter handle is the same, I believe. Yeah. It should be. I don't know, but it was fun. Thank you so much for having me on, Josh.
Of course. Yeah, if all of your Chicago content, Bears, the Bears, the Bulls, I mean, all Chicago, you got to go this man's Twitter. And I already know it. We're going to be beefing when my Vikings play. You got me and George are going to be at you. Me and George are going to be at you.
I don't know, man. The Vikings, no. Just
okay. Oh man.
But yeah, I got all my Bears, Bulls, White Sox, all that. I got all that on.
Yeah, all that daily for him. So yeah, go give him a follow on Twitter and Instagram. But that's gonna wrap up today's episode. And until next time, this has been Josh Branokowski of the J Sports Podcast.